The Wetherly family, husband Tom, wife Carol, and children Brad, Mary Liz, and Scotty, live in the fictional suburb of Hamelin, California, within a 90-minute drive north of San Francisco, where Tom works. On a routine afternoon, Carol listens to an answering machine message from Tom saying he's on his way home for dinner. Scotty watches Sesame Street on TV when the show is suddenly replaced by white noise. A San Francisco news anchor appears on screen, saying they have lost their New York signal and there were explosions of nuclear devices there in New York, and up and down the East Coast. The anchorman is cut off by the emergency broadcast system tone. An announcer's voice states that the White House is interrupting the program. But just as the president is introduced, the TV and electricity in the house go dark. Suddenly, the blinding flash of a nuclear detonation is seen through the window. The family huddles on the floor in panic as the town's air raid sirens go off. Minutes later, several of their neighbors are seen running around on the street outside, dazed in fear and confusion. The family tries to remain calm, hoping Tom is safe. The suburb of Hamelin seems to survive relatively unscathed. Frightened residents meet at the home of Henry Abhart, an elderly ham radio operator. He has made contact with survivors in rural areas and internationally, and tells Carol that he was unable to reach anyone east of Keokuk, Iowa. He reveals that the entire Bay Area and all major U.S. cities are radio silent. The morning after the attack, they are joined by a boy named Larry who tells Carol his parents never returned home from San Francisco. He later succumbs to radiation poisoning. Despite Abhart's efforts, no one knows or finds out either the reason for the attack or the responsible parties. Rumors from other radio operators range from a Soviet preemptive strike to terrorism. The school play about the Pied Piper of Hamelin was in rehearsal before the bombings. Desperate to recapture some normality, the town decides to go on with the show anyway. The parents smile and applaud, many of them in tears. The day after the attack, the children notice sand on their breakfast plates, contaminated fallout dirt settling back onto the ground from the blast. Residents now have to cope with losing municipal services, food and gas shortages and, ultimately, the loss of loved ones to radiation poisoning. Scotty, the first to succumb, is buried in the backyard. Wooden caskets are used as fuel for funeral pyres instead, as the dead accumulate faster than they can be buried. Carol sews together a burial shroud from bed sheets for her daughter, Mary Liz, who also dies from radiation exposure. While many of the children die, older residents fall to rapid dementia, and order in the town starts to break down as police and firefighter ranks dwindle. A young couple leave town after losing their infant, hoping to find safety and solace elsewhere. Carol's search for a battery causes her to listen once more to her husband's final message on the answering machine. To her sorrow, she finds a later, and previously unheard, message on the machine from Tom. He decided to stay at work late in San Francisco on the day of the attack, and she gives up her last hope that he will return home. Son Brad, forced into early adulthood, helps his mother and takes over the radio for Henry Abhart. The family adopts a mentally disabled boy named Hiroshi, who Tom used to take fishing along with his children, after Hiroshi's father Mike dies. Soon thereafter, Carol starts showing signs of radiation poisoning. Carol decides she, Brad and Hiroshi should avoid a slow and painful death from radiation poisoning and instead take their own lives via carbon monoxide poisoning. They gather in the family station wagon with the engine running and the garage door closed. But Carol cannot bring herself to go through with the deed. They are finally seen sitting by candlelight to celebrate Brad's birthday, using a graham cracker in place of a cake. When asked what they should wish for, Carol answers, that we remember it all, the good and the awful. She blows out the candle. An old family home movie of a surprise birthday party for Tom plays, showing him as he blows out the candles on his cake.